And going after the viral moment, I suggest you look at the facts.
I'm standing up for New Yorkers.
No.
Rather than addressing the illegals in New York, you are prioritizing your far-left sanctuary state policies, which you put in place with executive orders. Instead of advocating for victims, a 5-year-old who was raped,
with ICE.
you did not. They were released because of sanctuary state policies in New York State. No amount of words is going to clean up your failed record.
He asked, why should hardworking New Yorkers foot the bill for illegal immigration? Why should our laws be ignored to make progressive politicians feel morally superior? And why is it inhumane to enforce the border, but perfectly fine to bus migrants out of sight when it becomes politically inconvenient? Let's be honest, this is the direct result of reckless open border policies and virtue signaling. When you tell the world that laws don't matter, people will take you seriously, and they'll come. And when they do, it's the American taxpayer who pays the price, in overwhelmed shelters, rising crime, and strained public services. Let's be honest, this is the direct result of reckless open border policies and virtue signaling. When you tell the world that laws don't matter, people will take you seriously, and they'll come. And when they do, it's the American taxpayer who pays the price, in overwhelmed shelters, rising crime, and strained public services. For years, New York and other liberal strongholds bragged about being sanctuary cities. Come one, come all, they said. But now that thousands of migrants are showing up, suddenly it's a crisis. Suddenly.
And these horrific crimes committed in sanctuary state that you created. And with that, I yield
Your
back.
representation, the facts,
Gentlelady,
absolutely false.
Chair now recognizes Mr. Jordan from Ohio.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Hochul, third paragraph, second sentence in your written testimony, you said New York State cooperates with U.S. Immigration Customs Enforcement in criminal cases. Governor, who's Jesus Romero Hernandez?
Thank you. I want to reaffirm that we do cooperate in cases where...
That wasn't the question. I just read your statement. I can read your statement. Who is Jesus Romero Hernandez?
I don't have the details on every single person in a state of 20 million people.
I understand, but this guy's a citizen of Mexico, deported 7 times, came to your state, assaulted one of your residents with a machete, choked a police officer, then when he was in custody, assaulted a corrections officer. ICE finds out this guy is in your state's custody, and they send you a detainer. You're familiar with a detainer, right?
Yes, I am.
Notice of action, immigration detainer to Tompkins County Jail from Syracuse Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. Section 1, they check a couple boxes. The first one they check is a final order of removal against the alien has taken place. That means a court has said this guy needs to go. This machete-wielding, cop-choking, corrections officer assaulting guy needs to go. Then they also check another box and they say biometric confirmation of who this individual is, this alien's identity. So they got the right guy, and a court has said he needs to go. Any idea what Tompkins County Jail decided to do with that detainer order?
I will tell you this, the state of...
It's a specific question.
Well,
what did Tompkins County do?
The descriptions you have put forth are absolutely chilling and disturbing and reprehensible to all of us. My job is to protect the people of New York.
Is why I'm asking the question. What did Tompkins County do?
What I have responsibility for
I will tell you, since you're not going to answer.
Courts,
we cannot and will not hold Mr. Hernandez.
Yeah.
We can't keep the machete guy who had choked a police officer and assaulted a corrections officer. We can't keep him. In fact, we have the back and forth from Tompkins County and ICE on January 28th of this year, 8:56 p.m. Tompkins County tells ICE, we're not going to hold this guy. 7 minutes later, ICE responds back, we will be there to take custody this evening. 24 minutes later, Thompson County reiterates, we're not going to have him. We're not going to turn him over. 10:45. ICE arrives at the jail. 1 hour and 18 minutes later, and guess what? Mr. Hernandez is not there. They couldn't wait 1 hour and 18 minutes for a guy who assaulted one of your residents with a machete, choked a police officer, and then when in custody, assaulted corrections officers. That is sanctuary policy in a nutshell, and that is what your state supports, and so do these other governors. That is what is so wrong, why the American people hate this concept.
You're conflating what the state of New York does is I control state police and prisons. We have turned over 1,300 people.
So you disagree with it?
We turn over 1,300
people. Did the sheriff make the
people.
wrong call?
Those are local policies that we would not have done in the state of New York.
Tell the world that
State of
laws
New
don't
York,
matter. People will take you seriously, and they'll come. And when they do, it's the American taxpayer who pays the price, in overwhelmed shelters, rising crime, and strained public services. For years, New York and other liberal strongholds bragged about being sanctuary cities. Come one, come all, they said. But now that thousands of migrants are showing up, suddenly it's a crisis. Suddenly, it's unsustainable. Governor Hochul is blaming everyone but herself, from Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who's been forced to deal with the border surge firsthand, to the federal government, which her own party controls. In our next clip, Kathy Hochul and her so-called sanctuary city policies. The same Democrats who championed open borders, who proudly declared their cities safe havens for illegal immigrants, are now crying foul because the system they built is collapsing under its own weight.
So
It's a
you're
local
saying the sheriff's
decision.
wrong?
I would say this, if it happened in a state prison, we have already turned over 1,300 people. And in
Sheriff in
fact,
Tompkins County,
I
a
wanna say
Democrat or
this.
Republican, Governor
There
Hochul?
have
You any
been
idea?
times, excuse
The
me,
sheriff in Thompson County, a Democrat or
excuse me,
Republican?
excuse me, there
No,
have been
excuse
times
me, I
when-
ask the questions, you give the
Well, I'm
answers. Is he a
asking
Democrat or
for a
Republican? Do you
second.
know?
I'm asking for this moment to explain that I'm sometimes
I'm
waiting
asking,
for ICE
is he a
to come
Democrat
pick
or
up
Republican,
people.
and do you agree
I
with the
believe
actions
he's a
he took?
Democrat.
Do you agree with the actions he took? How about that question?
They are in conflict with what the state of New York would do.
Well, maybe they're scared. By the way, he is a Democrat sheriff. Maybe the county guys are a little scared because you said this. I'm quoting from, it looks like the New York Times. We all know you can trust them. This is last month, May 25th. You said we have some counties that are renegade counties and work with ICE. Maybe they're nervous of being called a renegade county by their governor. So the Democrat sheriff says, we're not going to keep the machete-wielding, cop-choking, corrections officer assaulting guy. We're not going to keep him here for you to get here. We can't even wait an hour and 18 minutes. Oh, you know what else was interesting in this case? You know what else was interesting? There was actually an arrest warrant from United States District Court, Northern District of New York, signed by Judge Wiley Danks, magistrate from Syracuse. There was an arrest warrant, and they still couldn't keep him.
The state of New York cooperates. We cooperate in removal of individuals who've served time. We responded to detention. You're confusing, and maybe there's a lesson in civics
will
here
you
that's
say on the
necessary.
record right here, I got 12 seconds, will you say on the record, was Tompkins County wrong in the actions they took on January 25th, 2025, when they wouldn't hold the guy for 1 hour and 18 minutes? Was
Those are
Tompkins
not the
County
policies
wrong?
that we would have in the state of
No,
New
no,
York. Those
but-
are not the policies we would have in a.
Were they wrong? Should
Because
they
I've already
have turned
said
that guy over to ICE? It's a
I've-
simple question, Governor.
that was a horrible situation. The person should not have been out there, and
It's a horrible situation, but it's a yes or no question.
it is a response that this is a locality.
Do you agree or
In the
disagree?
state of New York,
Agree or
the person
disagree?
should have been held.
Yes or no?
The person should have been held, and in the state of New York, we would have turned him over. That is in conflict with what we would do as a state
appreciate
with
the chair's
respect to
indulgence.
prison.
I yield back.
And I want to know why ICE won't come and pick up the individuals who have served time in our state. I have cases where they have not even shown
Governor, a
up.
court order and a detainer for a guy who did the things Mr. Hernandez did, and Tompkins County can't hold him an hour and 18 minutes, and you won't say that's wrong?
I have said we cooperate when there's a criminal case where someone has committed a
This is
crime. We
sanctuary
turn them
policy.
over.
This is sanctuary policy in a nutshell. You won't even
You're
condemn something that anyone
mischaracterizing.
with common sense knows is ridiculous.
You're mischaracterizing the
Chair.
laws of the state
I had
of
the
New York.
facts here. Oh,
That's all
can I
right.
do one other thing, Mr. Chairman? Now he's been rearrested, and guess what? This guy who's now been rearrested, there is imminent danger that this inmate will do injury
give
to
him a
himself and
minute.
to others and presents a threat to safety, security, and good order of the facility.